Hey babes, Chadlantis. We're going to be doing a coverage of Burning Shrine. I've done this map before, I believe, especially since this is an oldie but goodie map. It's basically the Trials map. It's been the Trials map more than any other map by far, and some people kind of sick of it. Some people still love it. It used to be my favorite map by far. Easily, when everybody would ask me, "What's your favorite map, Chadlantis?" I'd say Burning Shrine. Until it was the map like once a month for like 2 years, and now I'm just like, it's a cool map, but it's probably not my favorite. I'm just kind of tired of it. But in any case, it used to be a big issue that people spawning outside would have a huge advantage over people inside. It's not quite the case anymore, and I'll explain why in just a moment. The first things I want to go and cover is there's not a lot of callouts for this map. It's a pretty basic map. This is C lane right here. This would be C field. That's C cap right there. And this is just kind of general C lane. This is C side bridge. And that's A side bridge. It's symmetrical, so you can imagine that would be A cap outside because it's opposite corner. A field is over there. And then A lane all along. And then there's spawn for Bravo, which is weird that Alpha spawn is not on A lane, but it's Bravo spawn. And then Alpha spawn's where I was when this this video started. This is mid bridge, and then you can say upper mid bridge, which is this up higher side, and you can try to be like upper their side or something, or lower bridge. This is old back heavy or old inside heavy, and you can kind of just say like which side of the heavy they're on. Or we can say just inside special nowadays. You can say that as well. Obviously, the specials are there, and there. For C lane special, back special, or inside special, and then A special. Out here, you just say outside heavy, top or bottom, or just like way out and head glitch. There's also provocative terms for people that sound that head glitch right there for a call out, but we can just ignore that for now. You call that out there beach. So if they're like way out in the beach, then like Alpha spawn beach would be like way outside, like on the freaking like slopes out there, and that could be A lane beach, I guess. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Again, callouts aren't very specific or necessary to be like what I just said. Literally, just as long as your team knows what you're saying, go for it. Those are just reference tools for you. This is the new heavy spawn for trials, which is right here. Ignore those heavies. I'm in skirmish. This is the trial spawn heavy right here for the current format of trials and ending format of trials for Destiny 1. Those are called rotators, or you can call them walls or doors. Either work, and that'd obviously be A rotator, A door, and that'll be C rotator, C door. All right, so that's that for callouts. We'll go over how to exploit this map for your advantage. The big issue that this map had in the past was people would spawn outside, have sniper ammo like so, and they like sit on this head glitch right here and just watch the C lane, or they'd sit like way out there on that head glitch spot I just talked about and watch C lane. Or I'll just go ahead and cover like all the head glitch spots for you all to know about. One spot people hear it's not a head glitch, but there's like a perch that a lot of people don't pay attention to at first, so it can give you an advantage. Also, you can stand here to get a shot over towards the heavy box. So somebody goes for heavy, you can just stand here and shoot him like a jerk. You can also, on this head glitch, not only can you use this head glitch to watch the mid door if anybody ever peeks it, but also you can use this head glitch to peek that door, A door, if anybody ever peeks it. By the way, that would be called mid door for me. I think I forgot about that earlier. This is also a gross head glitch right here. You can just go up and crouch up behind it and then kind of like chill while crouching behind it. The reason you might be like, oh, it's just any other head glitch. These are like the best head glitches in the game because of that freaking sun. You can't really see much whenever you look out towards the head glitches through the sun. So say you like over here, right? And you use this wall to peek that head glitch. Look how freaking bright it is. It completely just screws up your eyes. So it's really hard unless you just know that line, just hold it like I'm doing right here. Unless you just know that line to shoot because you just done it so many times and you just trained yourself. If you don't have that ability to do that, then you'd be like here looking for it, and then by the time you adjust your eyes to the freaking sun and then find the head glitch, they've shot you. So not only is it the time you have to find the head glitch, but also if you adjust your eyesight to the sun to adjust for the colors and all that brightness like that to figure out if there's actually a person there to shoot at. It's rough. It's rough stuff, man. Same for all the other doorways. So it used to be a huge issue on this map because people would just have sniper ammo all the time. They still have that with Icebreaker, right? But not everybody has an Icebreaker, and not everybody runs Icebreaker. So they could just run like sidearms like that instead. So yeah, people still do it. Kind of sucks, but it's not as big as an issue as it used to be, especially since now, because the cap point is still right on B cap, which is right there. Wait, no, cap point's right there. I'm drunk. B cap is right there, but the cap point's on the other side for trials, which is a little odd. It's one of the few maps that really like shifts a cap point differently. But because anyway, the cap point's inside, people who spawn at Bravo have, I think, if they are patient, the higher advantage over people alpha spawn. Alpha spawn has to eventually push in. Used to be not that big of an issue because they could push in with any special ammo type that they wanted. But now, when they push in, they have to use the sidearm Icebreaker. Very limited on their push. People inside, if the other team's camping, can just get shotgun ammo. And they can control the doors with grenades and such. So anybody who pushes the door just gets naded very easily. And then this team with Bravo spawn inside control can just grab special whenever they want. And they'll have shotgun ammo, a fusion rifle ammo, or regular sniper ammo that's better than an Icebreaker, or more sidearm like ammo, whatever. So they just have a special ammo economy advantage over alpha spawn if they're choosing to just camp outside. So if you spawn Bravo, be prepared that if the other team on alpha spawn is camping, then be alright, you know, let's watch the doors with radar, use cover like this so you don't just get sniped in the doorways. If people are pushing on your radar, just like throw a grenade at them, keep them off. Easily, they have to go through your grenades to get inside, right? That gives you a huge advantage. And then just kind of like grab special whenever available. This right here, if you crouch to grab special, you won't get snipes. You can, like, if you're moving around like this a lot and somebody's standing on that platform right there, then sure, you can get sniped by them. But also, if they're crazy enough to stand on that platform right there, one, you see them on radar, and two, as you're right here crouching towards it, you'll see them like over this ledge, and then you just kind of like jump away, and then you have many abilities to shoot, throw at them. So it's a safe grab for the special ammo here. Crouch behind this wall, and then just like jump over the doorway. That's another key too when going through doors, or even like across doorways. You'll want to be jumping, or at the very least sliding. I think jumping is typically a better way of not getting shot, especially since you can get your head over the door frame, so that the worst case scenario, you get bodied. If you jump properly, you can jump over the door frame and not get bodied at all, unless they have this like wonky other side angle or something. Same with all the doorways. You want to jump or slide across them. You never want to just like run in front of the doorway or just kind of stand there. And at the very least, if you're going to peek a doorway, peek it on like a next to a corner or an edge or something like that. So if you die, somebody, like, your orb will be right there. Somebody can res you safely behind cover using grenades to keep off the enemy while they're reviving you. So always keep that in mind while playing Trials of Osiris. Don't just die out in the middle of nowhere. If you're completely exposed on all sides for your orb, like right in the middle here, it's really hard usually to get the res. Whereas if you die like right here, then people, if the other team's over there, they can res you right here. If the other team's over there, they can res you right here. You know, easy res, and then they can just push you off a snipe line or something. So keep that in mind. Don't just stand out in the open, peeking doorways. Be careful as you're spawning Bravo or Alpha, the other side of this angle here. If you're spawning and you're running up here, common snipe line is the doorway over there. This rotator is in the way, but we'll show you in a second. I call them rotators because technically there's 3 doorways, right? There's 3 entrances, so we call those doors, or I call them doors. So calling those doors as well is a little confusing. I call them rotators. But anyway, that's a common snipe line. A lot of people peek. By the time you get to the spot is about the same exact time people get to that spot in that doorway from Alpha spawning. Other than those head glitches that I talked about, those are all the common snipe lines. See the angles that I showed you with the head glitches, and then just reverse side as the other snipe line angle. Also, if you're jumping across, be careful if you're like trying to like look or something. See, people would be chilling there, as I showed earlier. So we'll cover some cheap spots. This is one of them here. It's pretty easy to get to. You literally can jump onto this spot, or I'm pretty sure you can do it from here as well if you want to be behind cover, which I'll try right now. Especially with the Warlock glide, angle, trajectory, change, and all that stuff. Yeah, easy. This spot you can just stand on infinitely. It's pushing me out to this spot, but it doesn't push you any further. And you can just stand here. It's extremely difficult to get sniped from the other side unless those rotators are like showing the perfect angle, in which case you just gotta hope that at least one of your teammates would be on that side watching that door for you. And even if they aren't, then most people aren't checking way the heck up here for a sniper angle, so you'll have an edge to get a shot off faster than they are. Also, if they come through this doorway here, because of how radar works, they're probably going to think you're standing there and not all the way up here. So they'll kind of look on that angle. You just kind of throw a grenade. You can shoot at them a few times, whatever. You can drop down and melee them. Drop down and shotgun them, or whatever you want to do. Sidearm them, spam them if you want. It's a pretty gross angle. So especially if the team's being very campy, you can take that angle to cover the door. It only works like once or twice because people kind of figure out that they can just kind of like throw a grenade that tracks you. Like if you're in this doorway here and you know that person keeps camping up top and they just kind of threw a grenade, so you kind of have like the mental timer. They haven't recharged a grenade yet. They can kind of come up here and like throw a grenade like there, and the action bolt will chase them. And you can like team up with your buddy and just throw 2 action bolts or something, you know, or a storm grenade or skip grenade, throw it up there, whatever, you know. So people will figure out a way, or they'll just know you're up there, so they'll pressure your teammates over here and then get this quick sniper angle on you while you're standing up there. Another gross angle that's pretty obnoxious to get to, is a little difficult, is standing right here. You jump on top of that pillar and then jump up here. This is on A lane, obviously. It's not very practical because typically people don't push outside that often unless they're just impatient like I am. I'll be pushing outside a lot this weekend just because I'm an impatient person. I want to push the tempo, get games finished faster, so we can help more viewers go flawless, right? Play with more viewers. But if you get to the spot, people typically think you're right there or something like that, or you just be generally confusing to people and they'll push out, and then just like the other spot I showed you, you can just throw grenades or sidearm at them or just shoot at them, jump down, melee them, etc. But it only works if people push outside away from the objective, whereas the other angle covers the objective area. You could watch that yourself. So it's a lot more practical of a spot. What's also gross is standing right here. You literally can jump to it from the floor and jump up to this ledge. A lot of people pushing out will think that based on radar, you're right there. So you have that like brief moment where you can get that first shot on them as they're coming outside the doorways. It's a little bit wonky, and obviously you're not next to cover and you're kind of exposed. So if they know you're going to be there, they're going to shoot at you, throw grenades at you, and you're going to have a hard time getting away to cover, which is like over there. So if you jump down and run around a 90-degree corner, or just like run here and hug this wall and hope they don't shoot at you as you're going down. But it'll catch people off surprise for that 1 or 2 rounds that you use it on them. So between those 3 really obnoxious angles, you have a few rounds of grossness to work with, and since you only need to win 5 rounds, that's just going to give you a huge edge on the other teams. I personally don't use those angles because I prefer just playing it straight up, just gunning and trying to like outplay people just like in a straight up fight. I guess it might be just too much honor, too much pride, or whatever. But I like just going to them and just making the fight happen and try to win. But if teams are being especially gross and we're doing like a virgin carry or something, and like we lost Mercy and it's Lighthouse game 4-4 or something like that, and they're camping outside on B, Bravo spawn, then yeah, I'll use that spot and wait because, you know, that's an important game. It's an important round to win. But outside of like that, if we're running with somebody who's gone many times and it's not really that big of a deal and nobody really cares if we win, then I'll just go up and just go to make a fight happen. This map is very good for Night Stalkers and Strikers and Voidwalkers and Stormcallers, the typical meta classes, because this is a very traditional map. It's used traditionally in sweats / competition / skirmishes or scrims or whatever you want to call them. Many people use these enough to where people figured out how to properly utilize those 4 main subclasses. Blade Dancer is pretty solid too, as well as Golden Gun in this class, on this map I mean. Back in the day when I did a lot of 4v4 sweats and stuff, I used to do Golden Gun on this map for zone control, just because there's a lot of wide open rooms There's a lot of times you can utilize the golden gun super very easily. Overall, this map is pretty solid for all supers, honestly. Even if you don't want to use those 4 like meta quote unquote subclasses, you can get away with the Defender, Sunbreaker, Self-Res, Golden Gun, and Blade Dancer on this map as well, even though they're not quite as strong as the other 4 subclass, as far as I'm concerned at least. Weapons to use would be snipers. Really, honestly, I don't even have recommendations for weapons to use in the map. This is one of those maps they can really use any weapon on. I've used a lot of weapons on this map, and I've had success on like all of them. Obviously, the meta stuff like Palindrome, Eyes Luna, or use like a Hawksaw or PDX-45, Burning Ice Scout Rifle is really freaking solid. Might have multi-tool, stuff like that. And then obviously like sidearms and icebreakers are like really powerful because you have the special ammo at spawn, right? The only thing though is if people are passive, you can't get special ammo, then you can utilize any special weapon just fine as long as the other team is passive enough for you to get special ammo. There's no like huge advantages on this map because there's a bunch of places like around these bridges to like slide around these corners to shoot somebody with a shotgun. There's a lot of ways of utilizing grenades to push through and chase them as they're running away. You can utilize shotguns just fine. There's a lot of obvious like 3 doorways people have to go through, so you can camp doorways with snipers, and down this line is a good sniper angle. That's one thing I forgot to mention earlier, is the other sniper angle that's pretty common is people come out through this door, and if you don't watch that angle right here, they'll come right here and watch the angle across the way or on this spot right here. As you can see, the rotators are right there, but you can see there's an angle you can watch across the way should those rotators not be there. And typically at the start of the round, those rotators will be up, so you'll be able to see across the entire lane. So then adversely, you can go here straight from Bravo spawn right down to here and shoot across the way. You won't have time from Bravo spawn to get outside off spawn before people set up on head glitches and just kind of shoot you down and stuff. Sometimes you'll see like people 3-man pushing out here, which is a viable strategy because typically they only get like 1 shot off on your team before you kill them, and then you have orb control cycling on the other team. So a lot of teams, if they're not doing a good job of like handling pressure of like the alpha spawn pushing in aggressively, then the Bravo spawn will do the 3-man push out through A lane. Very common strategy, and they'll just take outside and try to just like force the game into passiveness and try to snipe. And typically if the team on alpha spawn is being very successful with being very aggressive, pushing in, then they are just more prone and more eager to keep pushing through the doorways out into sniper lines and get killed, because that's a tempo that was working for them that suddenly doesn't work. So just be mindful of tempos. If the other team tries like force a different tempo, either next round just like meet them outside and take them out. Do that probably. That's usually what I would do. While also during the round that they do push out, be okay. We gotta slow the tempo down. We can't just throw ourselves to the other team. Let's get a pick real quick, and then we can push again. And the next round we'll just shut that down and not let them be able to force that slow tempo. Meet them out the door, you know. Another thing that's really good on this map is if you have a spike grenade, a trip mine, or a lightning grenade, that rotator, heavy is right here, right? That rotator, you can throw a spike grenade right there, and it will cover lightning grenade, trip mine, and spike grenade will cover the heavy. And because of how timing works, as soon as the round starts, the rotator will be coming, that piece right there will be right about this spot right here. So if you throw that as heavy spawns, it will be covering the heavy box when it spawns. So anybody who would go for heavy would take a lot of damage to the grenades, if not die to you, as you throw out spike grenades. So spike grenade, trip mine, lightning grenade. Good thing to look out for. Also look out for these boxes. There's plenty of times I get kills with people staying next to this box looking for angles right here or something, and I shoot that box and kill them right next to it. Feels good, man. Also shooting that box when they go for the special ammo is also fun for sure. That's gonna be it for general like call outs and strategies and tips for like cheese spots and what to look out for this map. Hopefully this helped you in some way. My name's Chadlantis. I'll be doing trials till Friday through Monday. I do that every week, 6 p.m. until midnight Eastern time. Thank you so much for being you. Thank you for watching. Adios.